we weren't too sure if they'd be able to replicate what they did in the first half in the second, Tim, but Wolves thoroughly deserved the win in the end, would you say?
They did, yeah, but they didn't replicate what they did in the first half. I thought it was almost impossible physically to be able to keep that tempo up, but the game plan was great in the first half. I think they've caught Villa at a good time on the back end of a big European game again. They seem to be struggling the next Premier League game after the Champions League. But they're going to have to try and put that right. But in the second half, I thought he made good changes at half-time. Marlon looked very sharp at the top end of the field. He's ended up with 21 touches. Whereas Ollie Watkins, he's had 11 touches in the first half. Marlon's had 2 shots. Ollie Watkins had none. It just tells you everything that they were better in the second half. And the aggression of the Wolves press just deteriorated really, but it was impossible to keep it going. But they played on a counter-attack, they sat in nice and tight, and it was a sucker punch at the end, and it was a quality of Cunha just to put the game away.
Yeah, absolutely, late on. Well, let's take you back to the first half. In the 12th minute, Bellegarde scoring that goal. That first goal was so important, wasn't it?
It was key because, as Tim said, they started really sharp and pressing, and you've got to take your moments, and this was it, really. I think, again, makeshift back line from Aston Villa struggled at times tonight, especially when balls went in behind. It was a great through ball. You see here now, Kamara steps out. He's usually playing centre midfield. He goes into that area to press when he probably should have stayed. And then all of a sudden, that little space opens up. So Sarabia plays a great little ball in. And then it's a brilliant finish from Bellegarde. And you're thinking, the ball's got the outside of the goal there. Could Martinez have done better at near post potentially? But you have to credit Wolves. Started sharp, step ahead of Aston Villa and deserved their goal.
Should Martinez have done better for that?
I'm not too sure. I find it very difficult to criticise a goalkeeper of his calibre. I think him and Alisson are out there on their own as the best 2 goalkeepers. And Peter Schmeichel says many, many times on here when he hates pundits saying you can't get beaten in near post, and he says, why not? Because if you offer him too much on the far post, then he will just roll it in the side. I think the pace of Bellegarde's shot just takes it past him. It was a very, very good strike. And it was poor defending, and it was Kamara who's doing a job there. He's a midfield player. But look, if he steps too far to his left, yeah, he might save that one in near post, but then he would tuck it into the right-hand corner. So I think the pace of the shot, I think he hits it very well. He's a very good goalkeeper. You've seen with the saves he makes, but he's disappointed, but he's disappointed every time the ball goes in his net.
Cool. That's why I think I said it, because they didn't show it there. His reaction, he took a drink, he was fuming. Because I do think he's unbelievable, but I do think he should do better there. I appreciate it's a fast shot, but I think he would be disappointed tonight with that.
OK, well, there were 4 substitutions, as you mentioned, inspired substitutions for Aston Villa at half-time, and one of those substitutions thought they'd scored to level the score. Tim, what did you make of this whole incident?
This is a huge turning point in the game. Villa are on top at this stage. They've worked this very well, and it's Rodgers there with Semedo is the defender there, and as he runs across, I guarantee that man has put his flag up because he thought Marlon, who's the goal scorer, was offside. Now, that is they're saying that Rodgers is in an offside position and he blocked off Semedo from playing the ball, but he's never getting that ball to McGinn in the first place. Look, it's hardly a touch. He's never ever cutting that cross out. The ball to McGinn where he crossed it. Wow, says John. That is exactly what my reaction is like as well. But the letter of the law, they have to rule it out. But I'm telling you, the assistant puts his flag up because he thinks Marlon, the goal scorer, is offside. But when they examine it forensically, they realise that we can rule this out, but we rule it out for the Morgan Rodgers block.
And this is what the Premier League Match Centre have put out on social. Essentially, this is saying that Rodgers isn't deemed to have fouled Semedo, but has impacted his ability to play the ball. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. But I think if you actually go back to it, I don't know if we can quickly show it. Semedo's actually facing inside. If he was facing the other way, you see there, if you pause it there, he's actually facing not actually towards John McGinn. So he's never, like Tim said, he's never going to get there. If he was turned the other way, I could probably say, well, maybe he was blocked. But he's he's turned the wrong way. So I kind of think Wolves have had a lot of bad luck there. He's not even facing the right way. So he was never really worried about John McGinn in the first place. But I think, like I said, Wolves have had some bad decisions against them over the last year or so, and maybe that one that they've had a bit of luck tonight.
OK, well, let's now get some reaction to that from the manager, Unai Emery.
The offside goal chalked out with the free kick routine. What was your view of that?
I don't know. It's their task. and the assist they watched it. They told me was not offside because he didn't touch the ball. But of course, it's VAR task. I believe in VAR. Now if I tell something different, I am not in the right way in my thoughts. But of course, sometimes even VAR, sometimes I think they are making mistake.
And Tim, I'm sure you can understand his frustration there.
Yeah, and he's not trying to find excuses. It is glaringly obvious for me out there. And like, Semedo's never ever playing that ball. You know, don't matter if Morgan Rogers is there or not. That pass to McGinn is the why they've ruled it out. They said he impacted Semedo's ability to go and win that ball. He's not winning it. He's never winning it. And when the ball comes across, Mullen's onside and he puts it in the net and it's 1-1 with the momentum going Aston Villa's way. Karen's right. They've had some tough decisions against them. They were due one and they've got one here tonight.
Yeah, no, totally there. And also, as you said, it would have completely changed the course of the game. And then what happened later? It was Cunha that scored a goal to just seal the win, 2-0 in the end. And I guess we said the biggest bit of transfer business this team could have done is keep this man.
Well, we were arguing whether that was a foul against Morgan Rogers. But look, nonetheless, he's gone up the pitch, Cunha, and he's done that little bit of magic there. That little kind of drop the shoulder. This is where me and Tim were. I think he's touched the ball, then got the player, and I think that's why the referees allowed it to play on. I think, Tim, you had different views. But look, Cunha's in there, 1v1. I thought he ran out of legs a little bit here, and I'm thinking Villa are going to get back. But this shoulder, whoop, see you later. And then brilliant finish there, and the goalkeeper won't have no chance on that. But this bit there, see you later.
Two sugars. Fantastic.
It was a great moment for him and a brilliant moment for Wolves, of course. But just going back to that, did you think there was a foul?
Yeah,
there?
it's a foul. Yeah, it's a foul. I think they've got away with one, they've got away with two. So they're ahead here. If he watches any contact, he flicks the edge of the ball there. Like he definitely kicks Rogers there. Maybe he throws himself up in the air a little bit too theatrical. The referee decides that it's not a foul. But they still got to defend it well enough. Konza just finds himself a little bit high up, and Cunha gets a run on him, and then the finish. And Karen said a little bit of skill there, brilliant, and he finishes it great. And you'd have to say on the balance of play, the way they organised it, did they deserve it? I can't really put my hand up and say yes, they did, but you know, they took some decisions against them this year, and today they got away with a couple, and they took a valuable 3 points. Yeah,
you talk about the value of those 3 points. As we mentioned many times, the fact that Ipswich and Leicester City both lost their respective games today. Just how big was the victory? I just feel like it could be a huge moment in their season.
Well, it was also because they were the last team to go. They'd saw those results, and you're thinking, yes, we've seen that happen, but we've still got to go out there and execute. And I think, again, they would have had that little bit of confidence. And as Tim mentioned earlier, it was the right time to play Villa off the back of the Champions League, injuries to the back line. You know, where was Ollie Watkins' head? Obviously, he went off injured. But credit to them, brilliant result.
Well, Wolves back to winning ways, and after the break we're going to get you some West Midlands derby victory. And I'm now delighted to say we can head straight back to Molineux and hear from one of their key players today, Matt Doherty. Hello, thank you very much for joining us.
Hello guys, how are you?
Hi, we're very well. Look, first of all, congratulations on today's victory. We were just showing the scenes of the players of Vito Pereira really enjoying the celebrations with the fans. Talk to us about how much this win meant to you all.
Yeah, look, very important. Obviously off the back of 4 losses in a row. Leicester beating Tottenham last week. Teams around us were losing today. We knew Villa had players missing, so we knew going into the game it was a huge opportunity. Just like kind of last week we had Arsenal down to 10 men. We knew that was a huge opportunity, and we kind of let that one slip. So it was important that we didn't let that one slip today. So yeah, look, we're obviously extremely happy, as you can see, with the reaction of everybody at the end.
Matt, was that a huge boost, the results of the teams below you before the game?
Yeah, look, well, I mean, I saw the results. I think we were just kind of going out to warm up before the games had finished, so I didn't know. I don't think most people kind of knew what the results were, but I'm kind of a geek, so I'm kind of always looking around at results and who's winning what game. So I reckon half the lads didn't even know, but look, it was firmly in the back of my head.
You're enjoying it at the right side of the of a free there? Yeah. You might get another couple 3 years out of that.
I have it this year, next year, and an option. I'm starting to look at that option, thinking that might get taken up soon. But yeah, look, ever since the manager's come in, very first session, he's put me there. No real explanation. Just said he thinks that I can play both positions. And look, like I'm 33 now. I mean, I don't want to keep running up and down the wing like a madman and hardly touching the ball. I'm really enjoying that position. You get lots of touches, you have to defend obviously, but you always feel like you're in the game. So yeah, it's kind of given me a new lease of life. It is something that I thought I could do in the future, but maybe not this fast. So yeah, look, I guess a shout out to the manager for kind of seeing that, and I'm absolutely loving it there.
And Matt, that's important as well because it's a clean sheet for you today. You know, for today, 52 goals that you guys have conceded. So that is really big, that clean sheet for you.
Well, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you know, everybody says you clean sheets win and you win games, and it's just as simple as that. The more clean sheets we get, we know the talent that we have going forward. I mean, we missed some huge chances in the first half. I guess the game could have been kind of put to bed maybe at half time. So look, we know as a back five or including the two midfielders or whatever you want to call it, if we're able to keep the ball out of our net, the boys up top are going to create. And I know we have been missing some huge chances in previous weeks, but if you keep getting yourself in the right position, you keep doing the right things all week in training, eventually it turns and eventually the ball starts going in the net. And yeah, like I just said a minute ago, more clean sheets and we'll win a lot of games.
Matt, you've been through a lot with this Wolves side. You were part of the team that made back-to-back finishes and 7th in the league, played in Europe, so you experienced the highs, and now this season has been particularly difficult, struggling in that relegation scrap at the bottom of the table. How important is your voice and your experience in that dressing room in keeping belief and spirits high?
Well, I hope it's important. I mean, I hope they listen. You know, players these days, it goes in one ear and out the other half the time. So, look, I've obviously been around a long time. I mean, 14 years. I think it was 14 years ago. I was still doing the same drive to training. I can't believe I've been here this long. So yeah, look, I've obviously seen a lot of things. If I can pass along a little message here or there, yeah, I'm sure the lads respect my judgment and my words enough to listen. So yeah, but like I said, even though we're struggling, I'm kind of just enjoying playing again and enjoying the challenge of trying to get Wolves safe.
Well, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. We enjoyed watching you guys today, and best of luck with the rest of the season. Oh, it was lovely hearing you.
Well done, pal.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Bye.
Overall, Tim, do you see Wolves surviving?
I do. I really do. I think when you've got quality like Cunha in your side, like if they keep hold of him, what I think they will, I think they'll stay in the division.
OK, well, on that note, we just about squeezed that interview in, didn't we? We're going to say goodbye. Thank you for your company. Thank you for yours. And the Wolves showed enough fight to climb out of the relegation zone in what was a huge win for them in the West Midlands derby. We'll see you next time here on Matchday Live.